हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, यूट्यूब चैनल सोशो क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम इस वीडियो में सोशियोलॉजी के मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस BA6th सेमेस्टर के लिए डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं। नेम ऑफ द पेपर इज़ डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड इमर्जिंग प्रॉब्लम्स। ये एग्ज़ाम 2025 अप्रैल मई में होने हैं, उसके लिए है। इसके अलावा यहाँ पे ये आपको सोशियोलॉजी के कुछ लेक्चर्स, पंजाबी कंपल्सरी और पंजाबी इलेक्टिव के लेक्चर्स के वीडियो मिल जाएंगे, और सिलेबस और मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस बाकी सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के भी यहीं पे, पंजाबी मीडियम में भी और इंग्लिश मीडियम में भी यहीं पे मिल जाएंगे। कुछ के आपको हिंदी मीडियम में भी मिल जाएंगे। तो ये सारी चीज़ें आप यहीं पे सर्च कर सकते हो और वहाँ से पेपर की तैयारी कर सकते हो। ये जो मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस बनाए जा रहे हैं, ये इसी में से आपका पेपर आना है। इसकी तैयारी आप अच्छे से कर लेना। सोशियोलॉजी का जितने भी ये क्वेश्चंस आने हैं इसी में से आ जाएंगे, कुछ मोल्ड करके ज़रूर डाले जा सकते हैं। सबसे पहले शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस होंगे, 12 शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस दिए जाएंगे, 9 का आपने आंसर देना होगा। और ये क्वेश्चन इस तरह से हो सकते हैं: डेफिनेशंस ऑफ सोशल डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन, टाइप्स ऑफ ड्रग्स, प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ ड्रग्स, पर्सनल डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन, explain two problems of working women, altruistic suicide, child abuse, wife bettering, dowry deaths in India, give two reasons for communal conflict, anomie, generation gap, poverty, drug dependence, single women, social disorientation, alcoholism, egoistic suicide, stimulants, degeneration of values, situational drinkers, corruption, types of drugs, nepotism, types of suicide, anomic suicide, two causes of female-headed households, problems faced by female-headed household, declining sex ratio, problems of adolescents, P&D Act, old age homes, two causes of poverty, cultural lag, adolescent subculture, define domestic violence, causes of domestic violence, laws against corruption, problem drinker, role conflict of working women, two anti-poverty programs started by Government of India, sociological aging, problems of age, define sex ratio, family disorganization, dowry deaths in India, causes of social disorganization, single women, peer group, pressure group, non-conformist, family violence, consequences of alcoholism, conjugal violence, cybercrime, right to education, delinquent adolescent, measures of poverty, government measures to prevent cybercrime, elevation, forms of corruption, central government schemes for aged, psychological aging, levels of disorganization, cyber laws in India, two characteristics of cybercrime, cybercrime against children, impact of social media on children, violence against children, prevention against cybercrime, causes of cybercrime, anti-poverty programs in India, domestic violence and unwed mothers, glass ceiling, aversion theory, POSCO Act 2012, emerging social problems, culture of poverty, causes of social disorganization, problems of adolescence, egoistic suicide, problems of alcoholism, types of drugs, causes of domestic violence, laws to protect the interests of aged, impact of cybercrime, anti-poverty programs by government, प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ वर्किंग वीमेन, वायलेंस अगेंस्ट चिल्ड्रन, अनोमिक सुसाइड। ये थे शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस। इसके बाद ऐसे टाइप क्वेश्चन हर एक यूनिट में से 2 लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, जिसमें से आपने एक का आंसर देना होगा। ये क्वेश्चन इस तरह से हो सकते हैं: यूनिट फर्स्ट, गिव द मीनिंग एंड डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ सोशल डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन, राइट इन डिटेल अबाउट पर्सनल डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड हाउ डज इट लीड टू सोशल डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन, and next time, how is social disorganization different from social organization? Describe any one level of social disorganization in detail. And then, what is social disorganization? Discuss its different levels and discuss causes and consequences of personal and familial disorganization. And next time, what are the causes of social disorganization? What is the social disorganization? Discuss its major types. And then write a detailed note on the concept of family disorganization. And next, discuss various causes and consequences of family disorganization. Define personal disorganization, discuss the causes of it. And then define disorganization and discuss its causes and consequences. What are the familial problems and discuss how COVID-19 pandemic period has increased familial problems. Discuss how personal problem and familial problem become societal problems. What is social disorganization, and discuss personal and familiar disorganization. Discuss personal and familiar levels of social disorganization. And then discuss different factors for social disorganization. यूनिट सेकंड के लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन इस तरह से है. व्हाट इज अल्कोहलिज्म एंड डिस्कस हाउ अल्कोहलिक सॉन्ग्स कैन हैव बैड इम्पैक्ट ऑन सोसाइटी. And then what is alcoholism, and discuss the bad impacts of alcoholic songs on youth. And then discuss bad impacts of alcohol and drugs promoting songs on youth. And then what is alcoholism, and discuss how alcoholic vulgar and weaponry songs affect the mind of youth. ये क्वेश्चन एक दूसरे के साथ मिलते जुलते हैं, थोड़ी सी चेंज है इसमें, इसको समझ के कर लेना. इसके आंसर्स एक दूसरे के साथ काफ़ी मिलते हैं. And next I describe alcoholism as a main societal problem of Indian society. And next define suicide, discuss its causes, types and remedies. And then discuss egoistic and altruistic suicide in detail with suitable examples. And then discuss the problems of adolescence. What suggestions will you give for its solution? And then discuss problems of adolescence in detail. And then what is drug addiction? Discuss its causes, consequences and eradication measures. And then describe drug addiction as a main social problem. And then highlight the major causes of drug addiction. What step do you suggest to prevent these problems? And discuss the sociological theory of suicide as given by Emile Durkheim. And then discuss Emile Durkheim theory of suicide. And then discuss the negative consequences of alcohol. What problems are created by alcohol abuse? And then how can we cure it? And then how drug addiction is a personal problem, what measures are needed in this regard. And then discuss problems of drug addiction and governmental efforts to eradicate drug menace. स्टूडेंट्स, इस वीडियो को आप पंजाबी मीडियम में भी देख सकते हो. ये मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के साथ में पंजाबी मीडियम में भी डाले जा रहे हैं. यूनिट थर्ड है राइट अ डिटेल्ड नोट ऑन डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस. डिस्कस प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस. Discuss how domestic violence is both familiar and social problem. Discuss how Domestic Violence Act 2005 has brought changes in society. And then discuss the problems of violence against children. And then discuss violence against children and various child protection acts. And then do you think working women have problems? Justify your answer by giving appropriate examples. And then write a detailed note on child abuse. And next, what are the reasons responsible for divorce? How can we come up with these problems? And next, explain in detail the major types of female-headed household. What are the major reasons for their existence? And then discuss female-headed household in detail. And next, write an essay on the status of girl child in India. What measures do you suggest to improve their position? And then, what are the main causes and consequences of domestic violence? Explain in detail the ways of dealing with this problem. And next, what are the female-headed household? Explain in detail the major problems faced by them in India. And next, explain the problems of working women. What measures do you suggest for the removal of these problems? And next, what do you mean by violence against children? What do you mean by violence against children? And then ये क्वेश्चन रिपीट हो गया. And next है discuss Domestic Violence Act 2005 in detail. Discuss the POSCO Act 2012 with reference to violence against children. And next, what is Domestic Violence Act 2005? And discuss the different changes in the society due to Domestic Violence Act 2005. Unit 4th के लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन इस तरह से हैं. गिव द कॉजेज ऑफ पॉवर्टी. गिव सम सॉल्यूशन टू सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम. And then write in detail the note on the problems of the aged. And define corruption. Explain how is it a social problem. Discuss the measures taken by government in this regard. Define poverty and discuss its causes and also eradication measures. What is poverty, and discuss governmental efforts to eradicate poverty. And then what is corruption? Discuss its causes and preventive measures. And then describe the consequences of poverty. And then discuss poverty and corruption and societal problems. How is the declining sex ratio becoming a major social problem? What effective measures do you suggest us to solve this problem? And then write an essay on the problem of declining sex ratio in India. What steps in your opinion would help in curbing this problem in India? And then what is communal conflict? Suggest measures to control them. And then describe the major causes and consequences of corruption. How is the poverty a social problem? Discuss the measures taken by government in this regard. And then discuss government efforts to eradicate poverty and how COVID-19 pandemic period has increased the magnitude of poverty. And next, how does corruption disrupt our society's functioning? Discuss. And next, discuss governmental efforts to improve the condition of East. And next, what is cybercrime, and discuss different types of cyber laws. And next, discuss different laws of curb cybercrimes and describe the causes of cybercrime. And next, to give the characteristics of cybercrime, discuss its history and evaluation. And next, discuss how cybercrime can have bad impact on the society. What steps can you suggest to prevent this problem? And write a detailed note on the cyber laws in India. What is cybercrime, and discuss how cybercrime have been increased during COVID-19 pandemic period. Discuss cyber laws and preventive steps to control cybercrimes. How does power corrupt and absolute power corrupt absolutely? Discuss. स्टूडेंट्स, ये थे लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन और शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन। इसी में से आपका पेपर आना है। इन क्वेश्चंस को बहुत अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर लेना, और कुछ के आपको लेक्चर्स की वीडियो भी यहीं पे मिल जाएंगे। थैंक यू सो मच। मिलते हैं हम अपने अगले वीडियो में।